Okay.
हेलो एवरीवन, CCIN फिर आज आपके सामने है एक नए जॉब ऑप्शन के इंफॉर्मेशन के साथ और करियर है, जॉब ऑप्शन है फार्मेसी। तो फार्मेसी एक बहुत वेल नोन करियर है, हम लोग बहुत कुछ फार्मेसी के बारे में जानते हैं और बहुत कुछ जानना चाहते हैं। तो फार्मेसी करियर में क्या क्या इंफॉर्मेशन हैं वो शेयर करने के लिए आज हमारे बीच में है मिसेस श्रेया खांडवे। Welcome, Shreya. Shreya is working as lead business development in DR.REDDEYS. So, Shreya, please tell our viewers about your job profile.
Thanks, Ms. Pranita. First of all, giving me this opportunity. I'm really glad to be on this platform. And to introduce myself in a brief, I have been associated with DR.REDDEYS for last 5.5 years. I'm working as a lead business development, which is a role towards a business management within as a person where I'm qualified as a pharmacist or I've done a master's in pharmacy. And before that, I was working with Sun Pharma into the similar role. And I started my career with one of our data analytical company, IMS Health, which handles all the healthcare data at global level. So all those roles I have played till now, I'm 10 plus years of experience now, and currently been working in DR.REDDEYS and based out of Hyderabad, India. So that's pretty much brief. I'm very happy to be on the platform and to share whatever I can or whatever I have learned through my journey till now in the career. So we can proceed with that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's very nice, Shreya, knowing about your job. So tell us, what is pharmacy? Means we think that pharmacy means we are if we are doing B Pharma, M Pharma, so we have to work in pharmaceutical companies. But what is actually pharmacy?
So pharmacy, in very simple, we have, I think, a slide also which will tell you, or defines that what is pharmacy. As it says, it's a branch of health science, but in a very simple word, it's an art and science of making drugs. Basically, pharmacy has come up with a word called pharmakon, which is a Greek word, and that word means drugs. Now, whatever is being depicting in the slide, right, from the development of drug to the extraction or making of drug, marketing that drug, all that is a process in the value chain of pharmacy, but the scope is not limited to this, what it is being written here. It's a very versatile, dynamic and growing sector in as of now, and gives more of diversification in terms of what job roles you select. Overall, it's art and making of drugs. Now there are different process within that chain where a pharmacist can play a role. So that's in a brief, it's about pharmacy. Pranita.
So there is so many things to do in pharmacy. Okay, मतलब
Right.
सिर्फ ड्रग्स के साथ काम करना नहीं है, बहुत कुछ काम
Right.
हम फार्मेसी में कर सकते हैं.
Right.
So,
a pharmacist can play varied role. I mean, as I said, not only limited to generally ये ऐसा misconception है by the public or by the policy makers कि a pharmacist can only buy and sell the drug, but it's not like that. It's not related only to buying and selling of drugs. It is right from R&D of a drug where origination happens or investigation happens till the marketing of drug, and the most important part is that it should reach to patient. Whatever drug we are making, it should be more effective in nature. It should be safe also, and it should be affordable also. So in the whole value chain, a pharmacist can play varied role. I mean, it's not only what a perception generally people have. So I think we will discuss further in detail, right, what kind of roles and opportunities. We have a very beautiful slide coming up for everyone. But yeah, this is what pharmacy means.
Okay, Shreya, so tell us, what are the skills? Are there some specific skills which we require to work in this field?
So of course, specific skills, like every genre needs a specific skills, but more important, like a person should be understanding the science, what it's behind that. So a strong skill in terms of understanding, our ability to understand that, you should obviously, as you will be a person who will be coming from a branch of science, right? It could be PCM or it could be PCB, where you will be opting. So you will be understanding science and mathematics together, because it's a technology also, right? It's the art and science. So plus, of course, you should have an excellent communication skill. You should be, having an agility or speed in yourself, because see, it's a matter of, making a drug, or making that available to patients. So anyone cannot wait. अभी हम सबने देखा कि COVID था, everyone, deep dive into researching all those drugs ki as soon as vaccine should be there and available to the patient. So you should have a great analytical skill. You should have, ability to multitask. So all those things. It then depends on like आप कौन से branch में काम कर रहे हो, and basically आपका कौन सा skill. But overall, these kinds of skill you will need, or a mix of skills you will need to drive that. So it's not that easy, like, when I say making of drugs, it's not like that you are making some food in your kitchen, but yes, you have to have some good skills altogether, right? And the speed and agility to work over that, so that as soon as the target is reached, that is what the purpose is when you are in the healthcare industry. So that's about on the skills.
Okay, Shreya, so this we are talking about the skills. Now, what are the eligibility criteria? अगर कोई pharmacy में career बनाना चाहता है, तो क्या eligibilities होना चाहिए?
Yeah, eligibility criteria. So different courses are there. I mean, which people want to opt, and as per their interest. But एक basic eligibility तो है कि you have to be 10+2. I mean, you have to pass 10th. You have to be pass 12th with obviously 60% as a minimum score criteria. Plus, it's a degree of science, so you should be having a minimum qualification in passing physics, chemistry, maths, biology. You have to opt one of the major subject in your 10+2. Then you have different courses. For example, one of the course which is right now reflecting on the slide is B.Pharm, which is a diploma in the pharmacy. It's a 2 years course. If someone don't want to be on the technical side, and just want to be in the practice setting, can opt for the diploma course. Depends on that interest of a person or individual. Then there is a B.Pharm course, which is an undergraduate course, which you are going to opt when you have already qualified. Apne 12th pass kar liya, you have to have that, or generally 10+2, and then you can opt this B.Pharm course, which you can take through the subjects also. Like if you have taken biotechnology, biology as a subject, or mathematics, you can do that. Then after B.Pharm, you have a postgrad course on the upper chain of that, which is M.Pharm course, which is a 2 years postgrad course. And this is basically a specialty course on the specific subject. We have that, but it can be onto the pharmacology, pharmaceutics, any kind of specialty what you want to choose. Within the B pharmacy or within the pharmacy, then you go for an M.Pharm course, which is 2 years course. And for M.Pharm course, you obviously have to first go through an undergrad course, which is a 4-year B.Pharm course as a technical course, and then you are eligible for an M.Pharm course. There is obviously different entrance exams or different levels of criteria you have to meet to enter into M.Pharm course. Similarly, there is a Doctor of Pharmacy course also. This course is the only course after MBBS which is a doctorate course, right? You are eligible after 10+2. So when you have passed your 12th, you are able to access this course, which is of course a minimum criteria of 60% mark in PCB, PCM, and you have to pass through the exams and get into this 6 years course, which is basically 5 years course in the learning, and then you have a 1-year internship course in the hospitals, or where you are working with the healthcare professionals there in that particular setting. So it also offers that practical training or the internship, which is the PharmD or Doctor of Pharmacy. It's equivalent to the doctorate course or a PhD when a person do after M.Pharm. So it's a 6 years course there. Apart from this, one of the very interesting courses which is coming up nowadays, or I would say like from last 2 to 3 years, is an integrated B.Pharm MBA course, which generally people are opting for, which is, I would say, a very smart way to achieve the B.Pharm and postgrad together, and that too into a business administration, which is a 5 years course. We generally call this B.Pharm plus MBA course. There are few universities now in India who is offering that, and people are opting that who have a particular goal set that उनको मैनेजमेंट में ही जाना है, उनको बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट और उनको बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन या फार्मा कंपनीज में काम करना है into that particular setting. People are opting for that course, which is in a way saving your 1 year, like 4+2 when you do, rather than doing a 5-year course. So that is also an integration course which is coming up here.
Okay, Shreya. So as you are talking about the courses, as you told that there is one more course. तो इसके अलावा जैसे बी फार्मा और एमबीए के कोर्स के बारे में आपने बताया, और अभी हमने यहाँ पर बात की कि वी कैन डू डिप्लोमा इन फार्मेसी, वी कैन डू बी फार्मा एंड वी कैन डू एम फार्मा, जिसके लिए आपने एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरियाज हमको बताए कि डी फार्मा करना है तो आप 10th क्लास कर सकते हो, 10+2 इज रिक्वायर्ड, बट फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथ्स एंड बायोलॉजी सब्जेक्ट्स वहां पर होना चाहिए. After that you can do B Pharma, and after that we can do M Pharma, and then after you can do doctorate in pharmacy. So ये तो हमने इन कोर्सेज की बात की. तो इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे डिप्लोमा कोर्सेज और फार्मेसी कोर्सेज बहुत सारे होंगे, तो आप थोड़ा सा उसके ऊपर लाइट डालिएगा कि what are the different courses in pharmacy.
Right. So for example, diploma course. So within that there is a, can we go to next slide?
Yeah,
we
sure.
have, I think, covered the different courses. Yeah. So for example, diploma courses. So diploma courses in pharmacy, in pharmaceutical marketing. So these are the different segments within pharmacy. As I was talking about the chain, where right from R&D to marketing, or making a drug or inventing a drug, there are different steps involved in that. In different steps, these segments are associated. Like pharmaceutical marketing, one of the segment, when आपका जब drug develop हो गया, then you need someone here to market that drug, so that doctor knows about that drug, doctor prescribe that drug to patients. So that's what the diploma in pharmaceutical marketing will involve as a course, a person. Or like diploma in clinical research or pharmacovigilance, diploma in clinical pharmacology, quality assurance, or pharmaceutical management, which is a smaller part of an MBA, like business administration. When we are doing it, is about a pharmaceutical management. Then you have undergraduate pharmacy course, like Bachelor of Pharmacy, Bachelor of Pharmaceutics Pharmacy, Bachelor of Pharmacology, this Bachelor of Pharmacognosy. So for example, Bachelor of Pharmacology. Pharmacology explains that what drug is, affecting the body of patient, or what, body is responding to drug. That is the science of pharmacology, and Bachelor of Pharmacology will cover that portion. So pharmacology is in fact one of a subject also in the first year course when a person is doing MBBS. So it's been a course, a first year course in the MBBS grads as well when they are doing their doctors. So Bachelor of Pharmacognosy means pharmacognosy generally deals with all the scientific aspect of a drug. That what is there in the drug, what is the content, what is the active constituent of drug, what is the mechanism of action of drug. So pharmacognosy deals with that. Then Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Chemistry. Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Chemistry will say that, okay, what is the science, what is the chemistry behind that, how this drug is making, what all A, B, C constituents you are going to mix to make that drug. So that degree is calling about that what is the chemistry behind that drug, and if you are specialized in that, you will have a particular role to play. That okay, the constituents of the drug, what you are going to prepare, and how the drug is going to how the drug is going to be processed, what are the constituents of the drug would be there. So these are the different courses. Then you have in the postgrad various courses. So for example, M Pharmacy, Master of Pharmacy, or Master of Speciality in different things. So Master of Pharmacy in Biotechnology, or Master of Pharmacy in Clinical Pharmacy. So when I say clinical pharmacy, a person who is involved with doctor and nurse in the clinical setting, who is able to diagnose the disease, who is able to help the doctor to prescribe the medicine, who is able to handle the prescription, is something a person who has studied Master of Pharmacy in clinical settings. Then Master of Pharmacy in Medicinal Chemistry. Medicinal chemistry is one of another dynamic zone where a person is able to recognize what all active constituents are there, how the drug is getting manufactured, what are the reactions are going to be, placed in a lab, in the development lab, so that you achieve, you get that particular drug. Nanotechnology, one of the very interesting stream right nowadays, because see आज की डेट में बहुत सारे diseases है जहाँ पे we are not able to treat the patients with the existing options, and something with a new innovation which is coming up with is with this branch, which is nanotechnology itself, and they are able to detect those things which a normal drug is not able to detect in a person body, and then react and make those things. And that's where the nanotechnology comes into picture. Biopharmaceutics, cosmeceuticals is another one complete different sector which deals with the cosmetics. So it deals with the paste we use. It deals with the different dental accessories. And I'm just taking an example, but there is a lot of in the cosmetics sector which everyone would be knowing, in the medicinal natural products, in clinical. So all these things, or quality assurance. For example, if we say quality assurance person's job is that to see whether the drug is safe enough for giving. So it basically checks the quality of product. When it is coming out from a lab, it has to go through a quality release. A person should do the quality release, and then it has to go to the market. I mean, any drug who has some side effects, or who has some another excipients which are not up to the mark, should not reach to patient, because it can be hazardous. So that is very critical role in terms of person who is sitting in the quality lab and doing a quality release of those products. Then it's like pharmaceutical analysis, or pharmaceutical marketing management, as I have earlier spoken about, or pharmacokinetics or biopharmaceutics. So this is all the specialized branches within the pharmacy. You can do a master's, and of course you can also do one of the course which is nowadays offered by a lot of institutes, which is MBA Pharm. So generally people are doing MBAs which are related to a general MBA. For example, the courses which IIM or ISBs offers, which is an executive MBA or a general MBA, but MBA Pharm is something of business administration. All those masters of business administration, which is dealing with the pharmacy, or I mean a drug who is going to be marketed for example, in the market, and also what all the skills are required for an MBA person to understand the pharma market is covered by MBA Pharma specifically. For example, Naipur Mohali or Narsi Monji, or there are a lot of institutes nowadays who offers MBA which is dedicated to pharmacy, not a general MBA. So you can also opt for MBA Pharm. Then you have, I think,
Shriya, we have lots of courses. Specialization में ही जब इतने सारे courses हैं, तो students जिनका जिस भी इनमें से जिस भी field में interest होगा, तो they can go in particular that field only. Generally we have a myth कि bio और maths लेने के बाद engineering या medical की field के अलावा और कोई fields बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसी scope वाली fields नहीं होती है. But मुझे ऐसा दिख रहा है कि pharmacy में अगर आप masters करते हैं, तो you have lots of scope and lots of fields where you can do something different and very innovative you can do if you wish. So next,
yes, of course, yes.
Shriya, please tell us.
And one more thing, I mean, when you are doing B.Pharm, you have a lot of general courses. When you are, doing B.Pharm or pursuing, like a lot of times students ask this question. Generally, a question होता है कि हम कैसे specialty select करें? I mean, to which specialty we should go? But what happens when you are in B.Pharm, you get attached to one of the specialty, because generally these kinds of specialties comes as a small courses in the semester in B.Pharm, and when you are reading those and qualifying those, you come to know that where your interest is. For example, in my case, when I was doing B.Pharm, I also have been introduced to all these specialties in my semesters, and I feel something like in pharmacology, it's best suited to me because I understand that better. I can make some things more convertible or changeable when I'm pursuing in that. So it generally then you have that perception in mind. Okay, now I have to select this when you are in the chain of process. when you are completing your B Farm, and also that's how you make decision, because that is the important thing, right? मैं nanotechnology select करूँ या मैं pharmacology select करूँ is something, is something when you go through an undergraduate course, you will automatically be able to pen that out, that what you have to select and where you see yourself in future. So that's how you generally opt for that.
Well, this is very important information, Sriya. Thank you. So tell me, what are the different entrance exams are there which we can face, and which with the help of that exam we can enter into the different courses?
Yes, so as very rightly pointed on the slide, there is, so when you have आपने 10+2 किया, आपने 12th किया, so after that, to enter into an undergraduate program, so or to enter into B Farm, there is a test which is called PAT. So that is a state level test. For example, in MP in Madhya Pradesh, it's a PAT, which is a pharmacy admission test. You have to go through that pharmacy admission test to get into an undergraduate course. Or if there is a diploma which you are opting, so there is a specific test which is run by a state or a central test as well. AICTE conducts that to enter into a different colleges all across India for the B Pharmacy, which is an undergraduate course. So you have to enter into B Farm or into a diploma. Those kinds of national level exams are there, or a state level exams are there, where you are able to secure your seat in a pharmacy college. Now there are different government universities, or there are private colleges which are associated to the universities which are offering this technical course of B Farm, which is an undergraduate course. It's a 4-year course, and it's a technical degree as such counted for. Once you are completing your B Farm, then it depends on you that you want to go and go for a service, or you want to go further in terms of developing your skills in education, or you have to more qualify yourself. Then it's like you go for a M Farm or a postgraduate course. For a postgraduate course, earlier it was used to be IIT used to conduct a GATE exam, which was common for everyone. But now it is a dedicated exam which is written over a slide. It is GPAT, Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test. You have to qualify that, and you have to secure rank there for a entrance into different M Pharmacy college. Now, with that, you are also eligible for a scholarship. If you are qualifying a GPAT, it is very important that you are eligible for a scholarship. You get a monthly scholarship. I am not very accurate now because it's like 10+ years that how much scholarship nowadays people are or students are getting. But at my time, it was around 8,000 or 10,000, which GPAT, after qualifying that, government used to give that scholarship. It must be around that or something, more than that. But around that, you will receive a scholarship for, pursuing your postgrad program. Now it's specifically written here, NIPER. So this is one of the, I would say, and it's a week back, NIPER has been announced the first worldwide university in terms of, in the ranking, which has been, announced by, so I am glad to share that. And I am personally a NIPER Mohali graduate into MS Pharmacology. NIPER is a National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research that is written. And there are 7 NIPERs. One of the topmost is Mohali, which is written, but there are 7 NIPERs. It's not only one NIPER. And for that, you have to be first qualifying GPAT. When you qualify GPAT, then you are eligible to sit in the exam of NIPER, and you have to qualify that. There is a particular seat in a particular branch. All those branches, what we have seen earlier in the slide, like pharmaceutical analysis, biotechnology, all those courses are there in the MPharm. And NIPER Mohali specifically also offer Pharm MBA, as I was explaining, MBA Pharm, and a lot of people are, doing that as well. If they have that goal that, I want to do MBA only, and if you are a pharmacy graduate, then it is a very good option to go for. And NIPER Mohali also, offers that as a course. And in NIPER, you specifically, also eligible for the similar scholarship what GPAT offers. The same kind of scholarship you get in NIPER as well when you qualify and secure the seat in different. And there are 7 NIPERs, as I said. So NIPER Mohali, NIPER Ahmedabad, NIPER Hyderabad, and then NIPER Guwahati. So all those kinds of 7 NIPERs and branches and seats there for the person to opt for. And then NIPER also offers PhD courses. So NIPER is offering either the postgrad courses or the PhD courses. After postgrad, you can opt and go for a doctorate of pharmacy as well, a PhD, which is of course would be a 4 to 5 years course as in completion of PhD. And for that also, NIPER conducts the own national level exam for entrance into PhD, like it is conducting for a postgraduate one. So you have to qualify that, secure the rank, and then go for a counseling and take the seat, particularly in which branch you want. So this is broadly the entrance exams for and some state level exams, as we have already dictated on the slide, is there, which, for example, Manipal has its own, or every state is conducting their own postgrad entrance exams, which is written, like Telangana state or Maharashtra common. So you go on to their site. It's very easy. You will get the forms. You can fill the forms, and sit on the entrance exam, but these are clearly depicted on the slide, the state level exams.
Okay, Shreya, as we discussed, as you told us about the doctorate in pharmacy, through the different exams we can go in doctorate in pharmacy, PhD we can do. So can we discuss some PhD courses also?
Yeah, so yeah, I think we missed this slide earlier. So yeah, the PhD courses are after the postgrad, you are eligible to enter into PhD, as I said, because first you have to attain the level of post graduation to enter into PhDs, and then there are different streams where you can do PhD. Similarly, like post graduation. So, for example, pharmacology, pharmaceutical medicine, pharmaceutical science, analytics, biotechnology, pharmacognosy, as I earlier explained, or pharmaceutics. All those streams are there where you can, further. So, for example, if I have done M.Pharm pharmacology, it really makes sense for me to go into PhD pharmacology rather than I will be going to quality assurance or pharmaceutical chemistry, because it further strengthens my capabilities or the qualities. If I have done my postgrad in pharmacology, further when I'm entering into PhD, it will further strengthen my capability, right? In terms of I will understand more in terms of drug development or a stream what I'm choosing. So after that, we can opt for a PhD in continuation to the postgrad courses. Okay, and of course, it will be 5 years course. I mean, as standard PhD courses are there in the different streams also. If you are in the engineering side also, or any technical degree after that, if you are pursuing PhD, it will be a 4 to 5 years course.
Okay, so we have discussed about the different courses and entrance exams as well. So please tell us what are the institutes which are offering these courses?
Right. So there are a lot of institutes. For few of them I have earlier mentioned, but whatever written here. So for example, NIPER Mohali and the NIPERs, what I have mentioned, or NMIMS, Narsi Monji Department. Harisinghar University, one of the largest university in Asia, and the most what to say, I mean, the first university in terms of recognition when the pharmacy was building up as a course, or people are started knowing about it, is one of the premium university, I would say. Then Bombay College of Pharmacy similarly is one of the great institute to conduct go through B.Pharm, M.Pharm. And Manipal, JSS, so all these University of Warangal, BITS Pinali, all those or BITS Mesra in Ranchi, or all those the branches of BITS, Jamia Hamdard in New Delhi, all those are very recognized institutes in terms of taking your career ahead, or doing the courses from there. It's all those which are listed, and there are many more. I mean, we are able to list these few of them, but pharmacy is a very well-known course, and there are many more state level colleges also you are offering the B.Pharm, and then there are many more colleges which are offering M.Pharm and PhD. Few of them to list, because these are the topmost what I see listed here on the slide. So if you are able to get one of those, it's very bright in terms of in your future you are going to grab things. So yeah.
Okay, so these are the institutes. Now tell us about the job roles, क्योंकि ये सबसे important चीज होती है जो कि हमारे students जानना चाहते हैं कि क्या job roles होते हैं pharmacy करने के बाद.
Right. I think the most important topic which we want to cover together, that, if we are able to explain this, and even if one student is able to grab that, our purpose is done, right, of doing this presentation or this. So one of the most important thing, yes, you are able to, do B.Pharm, you are able to do M.Pharm, but the most important thing, where you want to work, because it should be of your interest. And if something is of your interest, then you are able to, convert things for yourself. So that is very important. You should know that in which segment you want to work. But I am here, to explain you what options are there for you to, exercise that options. One, as you see, a pharmacist can be working into a practice setting. So when I say practice settings, it means pharmacist who has, understand that what is pharmacy, is able to, do that things in practical sense. For example, community pharmacist. So community pharmacist, who is, handling the, for example, the retail segment of that. जैसे कि medical stores हैं. So if person is, there in the medical store, what that person is doing. आज की डेट में हर एक मेडिकल स्टोर में देयर शुड बी अ ग्रेजुएट फार्मासिस्ट सिटिंग इन द मेडिकल स्टोर, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अ पर्सन शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि कौन सा ड्रग प्रिस्क्राइब करना है. ही शुड बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रिस्क्रिप्शन जो डॉक्टर ने लिखा है. ही शुड बी एबल टू डिस्पेंस दैट करेक्ट ड्रग. इमेजिन कि अगर किसी ने किसी को गलत दवाई प्रिस्क्राइब करा या डिस्पेंस कर दिया, इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, पर्सन शुड अंडरस्टैंड. So that's where the community pharmacist plays role. So generally retail sector होता है, retail stores होते हैं, medical stores होते हैं, जहाँ पे आप inventory handle करते हो, जहाँ पे आप पूरा drugs का inventory manage करते हो, stock manage करते हो, and then you are also responsible at the same time to dispense correct drug to the person, because जो आपके पास prescription लेके आ रहा है, that person doesn't know कि डॉक्टर ने कौन सा दवाई लिखा है. You are the person who is responsible to do that. So that's where you play the role. Then you have hospital pharmacy as a segment, जहाँ पे even it is a private hospital, public hospitals, government hospitals, हर एक hospital में आप गए होगे, आपने observe किया होगा that there is a pharmacy section or there is a pharmacy department or a pharmacy store which a community farm or a hospital pharmacist handles or supervise it. कि कौन सा ड्रग कहाँ से प्रोक्योर हो रहा है, कौन सा ड्रग कौन से आईसीयू सेटिंग में जा रहा है, या कौन सा ड्रग पेशेंट को प्रिस्क्राइब होना है, वेदर दैट ड्रग इज अवेलेबल इन द हॉस्पिटल, कौन से इमरजेंसी सिचुएशंस में कौन से मेडिसिन शुड बी देयर इन द हॉस्पिटल व्हेन पर्सन इज कमिंग इन द इमरजेंसी और द पेशेंट इज गेटिंग देयर. सो ऑल दोज हॉस्पिटल का फार्मेसी मैनेज करना, उसका इन्वेंट्री मैनेज करना, उसका नो हाउ रखना इज द पर्सन which is pharmacist who is responsible for doing that. So that is hospital pharmacy. Then you have clinical pharmacy. So जो आपका chain है, जहाँ पे your doctor, your nurse is taking care of patient, and in the similar triangle a pharmacist is also responsible to educate a doctor or to educate a nurse that okay, you have this option, I have 2 more drugs which is there and which can be a better or affordable option to the patient in the clinical setting, right? So see, doctor knows कि कौन सा disease है, but doctor doesn't know that कौन से drugs available है, कौन सी pharma companies से, what are options are there. We have to, it's a pharmacist का responsibility to continuously educate doctor that okay, आज की डेट में we are going giving patients this drug for this particular disease, but there is an advanced option which is coming into picture and we can also opt for that. That is where in the life cycle or in the triangle of healthcare sector where nurse and doctors are responsible to treat patients, at the same time equal weightage is there for the pharmacist to make them or know that what all good options are there, and that's where the clinical pharmacist will play a role. He should be helping doctor with diagnosing the disease. He should be helping a doctor, he or she should be helping a doctor in driving the prescription. He should be able to handle the patient. So those all pharmacists are they're responsible in the clinical setting. So that is basically on the practice setting, where if you are interested and you want to work on grounds, so जब हम लोग बोल रहे थे कि कोविड में lot of doctors and nurses were there in the hospital day in day out working for patients. At the same time, imagine pharmacists were also there in the medical store, which I think no one has realized so far. But pharmacists भी हर जगह हर medical store में थे and हर hospital में थे. We were helping to procure drugs and giving to patients. So the same kind of role pharmacists was also playing in the practice setting. I'm just taking an example, but yes, I just want to highlight that. So that's why I highlighted in the practice setting. Then you have a major chunk in the industry. So a lot of pharmaceutical industries are there. We will tell you that what kind of industries are there or what are those industries. But in the pharmaceutical industries, as I am working into, you can say I'm working into sales and marketing, or I'm working into a business administration role or a business development. But there are different segments where a person can work. So if a person who is graduated into a postgrad of quality, which we were talking about, the quality care and all, is a person who should be there in the quality assurance team of an industry. So for example, pharmaceutical industry is working from drug development to the research of. So how is the chain that drug development happens? Once the drug development or the proof of concept is there, then that उस drug का production होता है in bulk. कि अगर हम let's take an example of a tablet like Disprin. So उसका invention हुआ, वो drug में क्या होना चाहिए, वो tablet कैसे बनना चाहिए, all those production हुआ, उसके बाद वो उसका quality release होगा. I mean, whether the drug is effective, whether the drug is safe, and whether the drug is like affordable to patient. वो सब होगा. Then bulk drug होगा, then formulation होगा. वो formulation क्या होना चाहिए, वो tablet होना चाहिए, injection होना चाहिए, और वो oral suspension होना चाहिए. For example, if it is an adult patient, तो वो tablet खा सकता है. But अगर कोई geriatric patient है जो कि काफी age old है, he is not able to swallow a tablet, तो उसके लिए हमने एक different formulation लगाया कि वो orally वो swallow कर सके, because he is not able to take the tablet. या फिर कोई बच्चा है who is into a right, or infant है who is not able to swallow a tablet, या फिर वो normal palatable taste का दवाई नहीं खा सकता, तो उसके लिए एक oral suspension बनाया, cough and syrup, basically cough का syrup बनाया जो कि taste में. So formulation team take care of that what kind of formulation it should be. Then it should pass through all the quality test, as I said. Then उसका packaging कैसा होना चाहिए. Every segment of patients के लिए और every segment के लिए there is a different kind of packaging, and also depends on कि आपका वो tablet है या आपका वो injection है. So accordingly वो packaging team take care of that, how it should be packed, or it should take or the tag. So for example, tablet को हमको उस तरह से pack करना है कि वो जब transport में जाएगा या till the time it reaches to patient, it should not break. So that all thing packaging team needs to take care of. The packaging should be that optimum. Then it goes to regulatory. कोई भी drug, whatever I am making at my in industry, I simply cannot make any drug at my home sitting. It should follow the process, and then it should be regulatory approved also. So there are regulatory authorities पूरे दुनिया में worldwide. So in India there is CDSCO, Central Drug of Organization, or DCGI, who approves that drug. So they basically see all the data, all the R&D, what we have done, all the quality of drug, and then when we submit that dossier or that information to regulatory authority, they says okay, your drug is fine, it can be given to patient, it can be released in the market. So that approval is very important, and that's where the regulatory segment comes into picture. So you see within industry there is also one regulatory branch, and within the other settings also there is one regulatory. So industry के अंदर जो regulatory है is making sure that all the aspects which CDSCO wants to approve, or in US it's US FDA, or in Europe it's EMA, it's European Medicine Agency, who approves the drug. वो सारे aspects are in the place when we are submitting that the regulatory team take care of. Whether the data is qualifying, whether the reports are in place, whether the pharmacovigilance is proper, whether the adverse drug reaction is okay. So all those a summary report is there for a drug which we have to submit to regulatory authority, and that's the regulatory team take care of in the pharmaceutical industry. So that is again one segment or division. then जब वो approve कर देगा आपके medicine को, then it goes to, then people think of, okay, now my medicine is approved, now I have to see how I will reach to doctor to tell him that, okay, I got this approval, I have this new drug, and you have to prescribe this drug in this particular setting. So that's where the sales and marketing team comes into picture, because then you have different levels in the sales and marketing team. You have a product manager who handles that product, then you have a sales team on ground which is going to different hospitals. आपने generally देखा होगा when you're visiting patient, when you're visiting doctor, lot of times you might have seen sales representatives, or we say medical representatives, sitting outside, doctor के cabin के बाहर बैठे रहते. They are just waiting, for 2-3 minutes to get doctor's time and to tell him that, this is the product which our company is offering, and this is the product. So that's what the marketing personnel do. Either it can be a sales personnel, or either that person can be sitting in a corporate and handling all the sales team across India. And it's not related to India. I mean, you have an opportunity in different countries also. When you are working with the MNC's company, then it's not only about India. You can, work for US market, you can work for Europe market, you can work for other emerging markets. So and you can, do the sales and marketing in any country, or, in any region which you want to, but that's broadly you have to do. Then the business development thing, which is right now not here reflecting in the slide, but it is again a one and the most important segment in terms of business development. Jab business development, both the word says that what opportunities you can, bring to the table, which basically helps your company to grow in terms of business. So it's more of, developing a strategy and implementing those strategies where you are, capturing all the new opportunities for company. So for example, for myself, I do business development and I do in licensing. So what I do basically is, जो products, जो medicines मेरे company नहीं बना पा रहा है, for example, and we want that medicine, right, to reach to patient. So we deal with other companies. We take those opportunities. We bring those opportunities in our company. We grow that opportunities. We make that particular product and then sell in the market. So that's what business development means. All those areas and opportunities which you are able to identify and bring that to the table, and take to the management, and then get running that particular opportunity, is something a business development person will do. So for example, जब COVID था, तो we know everyone was in search of vaccine. In short time, DR.REDDEYS was obviously, or any other company, not only DR.REDDEYS, few of the people in license that particular vaccine from, say, for example, from Russia, from US, from Pfizer, or, all those companies. So that's how a business development person has played role, to bring that opportunity for that particular company to grow. And then there are these different branches in the industry where you can be. So for example, R&D, yes, if you have done your, PhD, if you have done your, postgrad or undergraduate in the clinical settings, you are able to get into R&D to do all the research and development work. If you have done quality related courses, then you are very well fitted in the quality control. If you have done some, M-Pharma, and then you have a regulatory understanding also in the course, or you can also do a follow-up course, which generally, a lot of universities offer a small, training course where you grab all those other things also, but you have not, understood in your postgraduate program, like regulatory, then you can be into a regulatory division. Then there is many more divisions. For example, there is a IP or a patent division also, which take care of, all the study. What, so for example, आज की डेट में किसी कंपनी ने एक ड्रग बनाया, उसका पेटेंट है 20 साल तक के. So 20 साल तक के कोई और कंपनी वो ड्रग नहीं बना सकती. That is what the patent is. And you have to understand all कि वो patent process पे है, वो patent manufacturing पे है, वो patent compound पे है, and so there is a patent division also. If you have done your studies in the patent or the IP part, then you can be here in the patent division. Then sales and marketing, business, so all those in the industry. Other settings is also one thing. What I want to highlight is in the academics. So not, if everyone is not interested in working in the companies or in the industry or in the practice settings, then you have a setting like academics. You can be a teacher, you can be into a research development organization where you are into the academics. You can be into the clinical research. So India is one of the country which is converting into a clinical research hub. So all those MNCs who are developing drug, वो starting say they are not doing everything by their own. They are hiring these clinical research organizations who are basically carrying all the research work for them, like investigations, say phase 1 trial to phase 2 trial or phase 3 trial. Of all those things are the clinical research work is being carried by the CROs. Abhi India mein top most, I mean maximum number of CROs in the world is in India. So now you can imagine ki if you want to work into the CROs or a clinical research setting, you have a wide number of options available. And there are many reasons why it is in India, because India is also, cost effective in terms of carrying out the research work. So there are many CROs there who are helping the bigger companies to, develop the drug. So this is what clinical research, and you can go into these CROs also, not into the major pharmaceutical companies. You can work into clinical research CROs if you have done your PhDs, or you have worked on like specifically on the PhDs or the R&D side. You can go there. Then you have regulatory. So when I explain industry mein regulatory stream is one thing which is taking care of all the aspects which a drug needs to get approved. At the similar time, regulatory division is also there with the government. So वो कौन लोग हैं जो वो ड्रग को अप्रूव करेंगे, is also those person who are sitting on the other side, right? Who is going to review the आपका पूरा ड्रग का डेवलपमेंट और आपका पूरा ड्रग का जो भी आपने as a dossier submit किया है, that regulatory person has a knowledge to review that, and that's where you can be into the government specific regulatory roles. So government offers the roles of person who is reviewing that. So that's where the regulatory. And there are specific exams. Then government also offers you to be a drug inspector or an assistant drug controller. So for example, drug inspector is one of the, again, one job role which you can opt for. There is a state or national level or central level exam for that. And what that person will do is basically, जैसे कि food inspector होता है जिसको देखना है कि भाई पूरा food का quality ठीक है कि नहीं. Similarly, drug inspector को देखना है कि every if any store is maintaining the stock of drug, or if any person is marketing that drug, us drug ka every aspect is in the place, is a responsible of a drug, is the responsibility of drug inspector to make sure that. So you have those roles also in the government settings where you can go for pass or qualify that particular exam, and you can be a central drug inspector, you can be a state level drug inspector, or a drug controller, or a person in the regulatory field reviewing all those drug approval options and everything. So this is the very wide plate of opportunities we have. Depends on individual's interest that what person wants to opt.
So Shreya, these are the job roles, and I think कि job roles के साथ ही आपने बहुत सारी opportunities भी बता दी हैं कि इन roles के साथ उनको क्या-क्या opportunities मिल सकती है. Even we can discuss some more opportunities if we have.
Right. So yes, exactly. I covered that. I tried to cover and linked with the job roles, but as it's rightly written here, like I was explaining, community pharmacist in the community setting, or hospital pharmacist, or a research scientist. Then of course you have all those jobs like clinical research associate. What this clinical CRA will do is, जो मैं explain कर रही थी, CROs, clinical research organization, will of course appoint CRAs, right, to work on all the research work. Higher education lecturer, as was a part of an academic, which I explained. Medical sales representative is a part of a marketing and sales team, as I was explaining. Medical science liaison, pharmacologist again is a part of he can be a part of hospital pharmacist, he can be a part of industry where the R&D work is happening. Depends on the area what he is. Physician associate, as I was explaining you, when the nurse and doctor is important to treat a patient, the similar person, pharmacist, is also important to make make doctor know. So that is the physician associate. He is able to drive the understand the patient, he is able to understand the prescription, he is able to explain that prescription to patients, which doctor is not able to do, which pharmacist is doing behind doctors, right? Product and process development scientist, exactly in the space of R&D, which I was explaining, or regulatory affairs officer, as I explained in the regulatory division. Research scientist, scientific writer, again very important. That who is that person who is able to write all the things what is being developed in the drug is something a scientific writer will do, because उस राइटर को समझ में आना चाहिए कि ये ड्रग क्या है, मेडिसिन क्या है, डेटा क्या है, व्हाट इज द क्लिनिकल डेटा, व्हाट आर द स्टडीज हैव बीन डन, हाउ ही हैज टू summarize that in one page to submit to regulatory authority. That is what the job of scientific writer. So a scientific writer, if someone has to, of course he has to have a good proficiency right in English language. He should understand all those things. Plus he should also understand what is pharmacy, what is drug, what kind of data, what kind of statistical analysis he wants to present, which all scientific writer will do. Toxicologist, as I explained, is again one important stream which is getting developed, and which NIPER also offers a specific course in toxicology, is specifically to deal with adverse reaction of drugs. So हर एक drug जो भी और medicine I should use जो भी formulate हो रही है आज के डेट में is not 100% safe. I mean, it is safe. Obviously, it is safe for someone to take for that instance, but सबके साथ कुछ ना कुछ adverse reaction होता है. It can be a minimal adverse reaction, for example, like headache. Headache is something which is not very hazardous to anyone. अगर कोई किसी ने drug खाया, it's a minimal headache which will happen. It's an adverse effect of that drug because वो आपकी body में जा रहा है, react कर रहा है. So there would be some positive reactions, but at the same time there would be some reactions which are on the adverse side, right, when it is entering into body. And that is what the toxicologist make sure कि okay, what are the toxicological conditions are there which can be. So there are पहले ऐसा हुआ है काफी टाइम में कि बहुत सारे ड्रग्स बैन हुआ है because of that, कि एक particular adverse reaction था which is happening, which gets highlighted, and then particular company has to withdraw that drug. So that is what the toxicologist role is, to make sure that the drug is safe enough. It is not creating any nuances, or it is not going to create anything which is hazardous for the patient. And that's why this is an important role in terms of the drug is getting qualified in terms of toxicology. So this is again one stream where a person can develop skills.
Okay, so these are the ample of opportunities I think students are having in pharmacy. So please tell us that what are the recruiters who give job to these students? Right.
So, okay, so these are the top recruiters in the industry segment, or the pharma companies when we say. If you remember the job role slide, we have one segment which is industry, and these are the top recruiters of those industries. For example, Lupin, Cipla, DR.REDDEYS, Glenmark, Piramal, Sun Pharma. All those are very renowned companies in India, topmost companies as in Indian pharma companies, and they are offering roles in different segments to all the graduates, B Pharm, M Pharm, or PhD. And in fact, they offer the roles to the person who is coming from BDS, if he has done, or the doctors also in the pharma companies, when as an advisor we need in a pharma company. So these are the topmost recruiters in the industry segment. And then, as I said, there is a government in the other settings. If you remember, I was highlighting the government who is offering jobs to the people through the like CDSCO or Pharmacy Council of India. They have a particular, designations or the job roles there for each and every pharmacist or who is qualifying that. So those are also our recruiters. And then you have a community or a hospitals who are, taking or recruiting pharmacists specifically into their setting. So these are the top recruiters in a way when you are selecting the area.
Thank you so much, Sriya. You have shared so many informations. मतलब मुझे लगता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा information आज हम लोग को pharmacy के बारे में मिली है. और thank you so much again. So students, you can also contact us for more details. You can contact us on our mail, and you can see these all type of videos on Career Counselors of India YouTube चैनल पर भी आप लोग बहुत सारे वीडियोस देख सकते हैं, जिसमें हम हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ नई इंफॉर्मेशन लेकर आपके सामने आते हैं। इसके अलावा आप इंस्टाग्राम पर हमसे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं और भी अदर वेबसाइट पर आप जाकर हमसे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं। तो थैंक यू सो मच।
Thanks for giving me this opportunity, and all the best to everyone or the aspirants who is watching this video. I hope you are able to take something else, something or the other for yourself and take it forward from there. I'm just hoping that, we both are hoping that, and that's where the video is for you. And yes, as Ms. Pranita said, you can reach out to us for any doubts and queries. We are there to, solve that out. All the best to everyone watching this.